Grossman World.
Yeah, we can still get in there.
What lies ahead on this spooky adventure?
Holy crap. Today we explore the abandoned Welwyn Preserve in Glen Cove, Long Island.
Tune in now to find out.
Here, enjoy this. What happened to the Welwyn Preserve in Glen Cove, Long Island? I'm here right now in Glen Cove, Long Island. And for some of you, this just may be a normal hiking trail. But if you were alternative, if you like to go for a little bit of a exploration, a little bit of a quest, you may remember the Welwyn Preserve, which was home to some of the most beautiful abandoned buildings here on Long Island. Who remembers the greenhouse in the Welwyn Preserve? You had beautiful glass ceilings and doors filled with graffiti, and many buildings that were completely unsafe, but still we would go down and explore. Graffiti, broken bottles, spray cans. This was the home for exploration. I'm filming this right now in October 2025, and all of the buildings that we used to have so much fun exploring are completely gone. Not even abandoned, folks. There was a $1 million renovation, and all of those buildings that we remember are completely leveled out and gone. There were a lot of complaints because while a lot of people came here for graffiti, there started to be a problem with hate symbols and hate speech. The graffiti got a little bit too offensive. And as you know, this original Georgian-style mansion is home to the Holocaust Museum. These buildings were completely unsafe, but they were really fun to explore. Let's go take a look. This is Grossman World, Welwyn Preserve. Let's go. Let's take a little bit of an exploration, guys, and see what still remains. This is the side of the Holocaust Memorial Museum. First opened in 1994, and that's what it is right now today. The side of this building is pretty crazy. I want to take a little bit of a walk up here. Take a look over here. I want to really show you guys the graffiti that still remains here, because this was such a beautiful spot to come through. Take a look over here. I don't know how actively this gets used, but we have access to this. Pretty cool, and there's some steps up here. Wow. Take a look behind me. This estate sits on 204 acres, guys. This is a massive plot of land. And as you know, the owner of this plot of land was a oil industrialist. This dude was making some bank. We got some more graffiti on the trees here. That's really cool. And what's with this gate? This is like the opposite side of where the greenhouse is, but this is pretty weird. I think if we walk over this way, we can get a better angle. I love these, just the top of this. You can see over there, it's like kind of dilapidated off. Pretty insane. This is one of the last few things that still remains here. That building is fully intact, but this is like a artifact at this point. You're not going to see much left of that greenhouse and all of those buildings, so take it in while you can. We're going to keep walking because there is some more graffiti to see. Did you come here with your friends, guys? I remember in high school I would come here and I would see like other friends I knew would like write down their like Instagram handles on the walls with graffiti. It was a really fun place to just enjoy expression. And I feel like a little bit safer than Kings Park. But let me know what you think. This feels like something out of Jurassic Park. I mean, what's with these gates? This is really cool. I don't know if these gates were just to hoard off animals or keep people out of entering the woods there, but this like woods trail is pretty open, generally speaking, so you know, it obviously isn't a main concern just leaving it like this. Really cool though. It feels like a really blast from the past. And of course, what is the Welwyn Preserve without graffiti on the trees? We still got some over here. Take a look from over here. You can really get all these different trees in a row right here. We're shooting this in October of 2025, guys, and it's actually quite a sunny day today. It's been getting pretty cold, but today we're actually having a pretty nice day. This whole spot is pretty insane. I'm going to take you a walk down on this trail here, and you're going to see some cool sights, but I'm also going to show you the site of where all these buildings used to be and how it's been completely leveled out. Maybe we can take a peek into the trail and just kind of reminisce on how amazing this place used to be. We're at the Welwyn Preserve, guys, in Glen Cove. Let's keep walking. Let's keep taking a look. This is such a beautiful trail. I mean, aside from these abandoned buildings, definitely worth coming to if you just want to have a casual walk and kind of see some stuff. I definitely need to do that more myself, just kind of take a look into nature. We are in Long Island after all, but take a look at this over here. You can see they still have this cobblestone trail, a little bit of a remaining artifact here. You know, this mansion sat on 204 acres of land, and they really spared no expense. To level this out was $1 million. But it seems like they still kept a couple things. One being this rock. I like this a lot. And this is what I really feel like the preserve is all about. It's really innocent art. You got peace signs, you got a chicken holding a burger. Can't really tell what's on this side. Give you a little bit of a look around. Boy, do I miss this art. And you can see a look behind there. There's another tree. People like spray painting on these trees. I don't blame them. But maybe it just got a little too much. But there's something really beautiful about the nature with the art. I mean, just look at this. I mean, this is all natural. And even though the spray paint isn't natural, just the way these vines and roots go across the entire rock is really something. It's really gorgeous. Let's take a walk down because I want you to see how big this acreage of land is. I think down here is one of the most beautiful sights you're going to see in this video. Take a look at behind me. You know, I totally get why they would not want to have something like this here, but I mean, this is a piece of history. All these buildings were here since the 20s, the 30s. But I feel like in the more modern day, people really enjoyed coming to here to explore. Take a look at what happened. I'm standing here right now where the Welwyn Preserve used to be. These buildings encompassed everything about creativity, exploration, and just searching for a quest. You know, you had the greenhouse, you had all these different buildings connected, and you would step down. Who remembers like the big rocks you had to step down and would lead right into the woods? It's hard to believe, but they bulldozed all of this. And now look at what's left. You know, I'm going to try and peek into the preserve so we can get kind of in that mind frame of when we used to go into the woods and find these buildings, because they weren't hard to get to. You would come right here to this museum and you would just go off the beaten path, and then, you know, there you would see it. And there were like multiple buildings scattered around, so maybe we can find some remaining artifacts. But Nassau County spent $1 million to bulldoze all of this because it was getting way too unsafe. This is really sad, but this is really beautiful. I want you to comment below, when did you come here? Because while I personally came here in maybe, I don't know, 2018, 2019, or like COVID, you know, when we were just looking for things to do, similar to Kings Park, when did you guys come here? Because this place has been here for like a century. So I imagine there's some Gen X and some maybe even baby boomers when you were teens or, you know, young adults. You guys would come here and have some drinks or smoke or whatever you would do. Comment when you would come here because I would love to hear how it used to be back in the day. Not much remains more except from these poisonous berries. But we're going to walk over to the trail here, and I want to show you something pretty creepy. I don't know if this is used as like a safety concern or some sort of challenge, but someone hung a stick on a rope here. We saw some kids earlier trying to swing on this. This is what remains of the preserve, guys. Not much is left. That's pretty fun. That's what remains. We're gonna take a little trek here on this trail and we're gonna see if we can find anything. But, you know, I hope you guys are just enjoying the sights, enjoying the views. Let's go take a look inside. This was pretty dangerous to get down, guys. I mean, this was a steep slope and I was just hanging on that stick. But this trail is not for the faint of heart. This isn't an easy thing to get to. I see a couple different branching paths over here. Take a look at this. We either can go left, we can go back to this bridge, or we can go right. You know, comment below which way you want me to go. Maybe I'll check out all three right now. But me personally, I want to head back over this bridge. Let's see what we can find, and let's just enjoy the views. Look at this tree that's been completely uprooted. That's pretty cool. Wow, there's more uprooted trees over here. And I see some thrown away cans, like people are throwing them. So messed up. See, it says Ciao Bella, Bella Ciao. How cool is that? And we do have some more graffiti kind of helping people, looks like. Take a look at this. Got some things I won't mention, but we do have some people doing their throw-ups, their tags. So shout outs to all these people. I think someone's trying to start a farm. We got a pumpkin over here. I also see a Modelo bottle and a Corona Extra bottle. But we got a pumpkin. Someone was having a field day over here. Right on, man, right on. I guess that's more of a direction. I'm going to try and show my best to some of this graffiti. It looks like a heart. I think that says like K and A. Shout outs to that couple. I think we should go in there a little bit. And like I said, guys, we're in Glen Cove right now. If you want to come visit here, you know, by all means explore this trail, but be very careful because this is not a typical, like the Massapequa Preserve where you have very obvious trails. This is a very under the radar type of deal. At least the part we're at. There were some better trails higher up. This is something out of a movie. Wow. I mean, really get all this. Harold Irving Pratt died on 1939 in Glen Cove at this property. That family owned this entire plot of land, and there was a tennis court, there were greenhouses, I mentioned the laundry room, the whole original mansion. And I believe this entire preserve forest was involved in that entire estate. Looks like this way will kind of get us back, but there are a lot of different branching paths here. You got the sun beaming right on these leaves, really beautiful. Where are you guys watching this from? I know we have a couple of upstate viewers. You know, upstate you really get stuff like this, but I think Long Island is a little bit slept on. You know, when Long Island first came a destination to be, they advertised it as like the rich person's playground. But I think the reason for that is because you get a little bit of everything. You had the urban life, but you're also not stacked on top of each other like in the city or Brooklyn, where buildings are literally, you know, you have no place to move. You don't even have a yard. Long Island advertised that you can have a yard, you can have some space to breathe. And along with that comes stuff like this. Big, sprawling nature preserves and trails where, you know, you can really just disconnect. It feels like you're living remote, but you're still connected to that whole city life culture. So I think Long Island is definitely a nice destination for people to be. Take a pan over there and you can really see a nice, beautiful landscape. Really nice red leaf here. Kind of matches my flannel. Like I said, guys, those buildings are gone. It's so odd that they were in the middle of the forest like that. But I think they're just trying to make this safer, keep the use as intended. You know, how much longer are we going to have buildings like that? Like, you know, when is Kings Park going to be demolished? You know, that's probably a much different story because that's such a huge complex. There's so many different buildings that if they were to demolish that, that's probably going to spread asbestos through the entire town. But this is probably a little bit different because this is in nature, so maybe it's able to survive and, you know, move on. But you let me know. I love when trees do that. The leaves start growing on top of the entire trunk. Really pretty. And we got some action over here. Let's take a look over here. Again, people are marking these trees a little bit. You got a red dot up there. Maybe just kind of helping you not lose direction. Hope we have a lot of fallen trees here. I think we're just going to keep going. I feel like I see something over here. This is pretty odd. These are just people's houses? I don't know how we winded up here, folks, but we just stumbled upon people's property in the middle of this trail. We got the wooden fence, but that's like a fully renovated home. I think Michael Myers is living in there. But aside from Michael Myers' home, we're gonna walk down this way and mind our business. We got another one of these red dots, so I think we're on the right path. And this is pretty cool. Take a look at this. Look at all these different couple engravings on this tree. Etched in time. You know, if any of you watched the Blair Witch Project, I never was someone who would do stuff like this, like etch my name in with a couple of things. You gotta be really in love to be psychotic to etch your names in a tree. But I mean, it is pretty cool because it stays here forever. Who knows when they do this? I mean, this could be a couple of years old, a decade old. Like, I don't even know. And you can even see like some of these etch engravings starting to like grow over. I think that's something really beautiful about life, how it is, time goes on, but some things stay. Pretty cool. Can you see that? What's that eye? Why is he looking at me like that? I'm hearing weird noises, folks. And we do have more couples right here. I can see that one says 2013, so that's over 12 years old. And it's still clear as day. Oh yeah, look over here. Vishnu, is that what that says? Comment if you know what that is. EB and JB. I even see some like symbols. Those are really nice. I mean, he did a really cool job with that, the E and the D. Wow, we're really heading into the deep woods now. Did any of you play Slenderman growing up? You know, Slenderman, the whole thing was you would find the little pieces of paper on the trees. You had to collect all the pieces of the paper. But Slenderman would be following you through the woods. I gotta be honest, I think I'm Slenderman in this situation because I'm lanky. But I do see, I think we're on the right path here. And like I said, guys, I personally came here during COVID. You got people coming here in 2020 when everything was in lockdown. You know, what else was there to do? Right there. 4/13, 2010. That is old. Really insane. I don't know exactly where we are, but very strange. See an hour right there. It seems like we're going the right way. Couple's really having a fun time on this. There was a red dot on this tree, but this tree got completely dismantled. R.I.P. My God, there's so many uprooted trees. What is going on? Nah, has to. I don't have the strength to move that. Wow, look at all this. Eden God. Is that like the 9 Inch Nails logo? Oh my God, these are creepy. I can't read all of these. They're like really something else. This is pretty funny. What's with this tree undercover here? This tree is like hiding something. That's a pretty cool looking tree. And you guys remember, you know, just to reiterate what I've been talking about, all these buildings, this is like how this was the vibe. So imagine like a huge building with graffiti and all things. I'm going to put pictures on the screen right now so you guys can see what these places used to look like. And if you also have any pictures that you took when you used to come to these places, please send them. Maybe I should start like some sort of form to get you guys involved. But regardless, definitely share your memories. I think I'm a little lost. We've been here for about an hour, folks, and we're still trying to find our way out. Oh, okay, I see another red dot, but I keep seeing them, but it doesn't seem like we're getting any closer. You know, did you guys get lost in this preserve? Okay, I think I see some sort of solace. There are so many trails. This is insane. Look at this. If you guys come to Glen Cove, definitely keep your phone on full charge so you know how to get back. Look at all this greenery over here. Gorgeous. Insanity avocado. Huh? Where are we? I feel like we're heading back. I feel like I see the sun. I think this is the end of it here. But, you know, leave a like if you guys have been just enjoying this calm trail, just taking a walk with me. More of these huge trunks. Yep, looks like we've found an exit over this way, guys. Let's go. That was pretty insane, guys. I'm getting a little scared, so I'm going to teleport us out of here, and I'm going to go to the front of the mansion, and we're going to recap this insane, awesome adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole exploration. Let's get out of here. Wait a second. What the hell is this? Yo. This is it right here. So, I guess the building is still here. One of them, at least. Holy crap. Guys, this is in the Welwyn Preserve, Glen Cove. Completely boarded up. This building is still standing. Wow. We're gonna walk around and see if we can try and get in, but let's just take it all in because let's walk around this because this is something else. Yeah, we can still get in there. Wow. This has been left to rot. You want me to go in there? And here we go, guys. Holy crap. This is insane. Let me try and put flash on. Can you guys see inside there? Holy shit. This is what remains of the Welwyn Preserve. What the hell is this? If that's not the creepiest shit I've ever seen. Guys, have you ever seen anything like this? I would come here and do so much, especially this graffiti. Holy shit. Guys, it's still here. Oh my god. It's still here. Oh my. Are you guys seeing this? I cannot believe it is still here. Like, look at these walls, and this is where the greenhouse was, so... Oh my goodness. But, oh man, all the graffiti. And just look at this entrance here. Look at this wall. Let's walk through here. This is what I remember, guys. Oh my God. Coming here and the... Look at all of that. And then just to come back this way. Holy crap. I am in disbelief. Look at this couch, guys. And this fan. This bike. I would sure as hell chill around here. But obviously this just got too much for this preserve to bear, and they've tried to lock this off. Look at this bag right here. Should I take this as a souvenir? Oh man, it's pretty gross. Pretty gross, but here we go. Back into the building. Back into the dungeon, my friends. I mean, are you seeing all of this? This is just all destroyed. And there's broken glass, and I'm probably getting asbestos just walking through here, but I really care about capturing this for you guys. Oh my God. Pray for my safety, y'all. Look at all this dirt. And this building used to be sprawling. This is massive. And now look what's left of it. Restrooms. And look at this stuff in here. Shouldn't be going in here, guys. This is very dangerous. Do not try this at home. Look at all these chairs. Was this like a dining room? This must have been a dining room. And all these old things. What is this? Guys, I don't feel too well. I don't want to go in there, really. I'm capturing this for the content because I don't know when this is going to be removed. And I'm just trying to do the best I can to get this before it's gone forever. Holy crap. Look at that guy up there. What a sight. This is not ideal for you to hang out in. And the floor does feel shallow. Feels unstable. Head back. Stop leaving my computer. Enjoying this. Oh my god. That's scary as fuck. I felt something fucking like touch on me. I'm fucking out of here. Holy shit. We're recording this on October of 2025, guys. That may have been the scariest thing I've ever done. Do not try that at home. There's a reason they're boarding this off. But I wanted to show you guys because that greenhouse is absolutely fantastic. But that inside of that building is scary. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please share more pictures of this entire place. I really hope they don't get rid of this. I wish they would make it safer, but goddamn, that is a sight to behold. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Grossman World. This is the Welwyn Preserve, the abandoned 204-acre plot of land, and of course, mansion and greenhouse. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Grossman World. I'll see you next time.